Hello students, welcome to your science class. So students, in the previous class, we were talking about in this chapter about that of the circular motion. You see students, we were talking about that of the circular motion in this chapter. And what are the things that we had already discussed? So we have seen that with the help of the graph, how we are able to get the equation of the motion by the help of the graph. That is the graphical representation of the equation of motion for second and third. So with the help of the graph, we have derived all the three equations of motion. Then students, we have understood the circular motion also. So circular motion is what happened when object used to move in a circle. At that time it keeps on rotating, and here it used to change its direction also. Now when an object is changing its direction continuously, due to which its velocity changes, and when there is a change in the velocity, we will say that the body is accelerating, right? So we can say here that moving in a circular motion is making a body to be accelerated. Now uniform circular motion is what? In which the body, if it is moving in a circle, showing the circular motion, if it is changing its velocity, if the body is accelerating uniformly, that is called as uniform circular motion. Now here, what are the things that we have understood? That is the uniform circular motion, especially it happened with the circle. So if a boy is there and he tied a stone with a thread, and he picked up the other end of the thread and he keeps on rotating, then what happened? That stone will keeps on rotating, and at the center will be the boy who is actually applying the force in order to get that uniform circular motion. So here a kind of a force which acts towards the center, that is called as from the center to that of the wall, to that of the stone, that is called as the centripetal force. And another force is also there, that is called as the centrifugal force, which help in balancing there. But basically when it moves, there will be the velocity keeps on changing and helping making the motion be to be an accelerated motion. Now you see here students, we have seen some of the examples also in order to understand the concept of the uniform circular motion, in which we have seen the natural satellite and artificial satellite. Natural satellite, which include the moon. So moon keeps on rotating around that of it used to revolve around that of any planet. Especially if we talk about the moon, we know that moon is the natural satellite of the earth. So it used to rotate around that of earth. Artificial satellites, there are a lot of artificial satellites are there students, which used to rotate around that of any of the planet, and that is called as the artificial satellite, and they used to show the uniform circular motion. So either any of the satellite is there, they used to show the uniform circular motion too. Moving on, and let us see some of the more example of the uniform circular motion. So the third example is the movement of sun. The movement of sun around, the movement of earth around the sun here. Movement of earth around the sun. Movement of earth. So movement of the earth around the sun is in uniform circular motion. Uniform circular is in uniform. The movement of earth around the sun is in uniform circular motion. So here the motion, since the earth is already revolving around that of the sun, showing the revolution. So ultimately there should be an acceleration, students, and that will be, we will include it into the uniform circular motion. Then the next one is, that is an athlete is there or a cyclist is there moving on a circular track. Okay, so an athlete, an athlete, an athlete or cyclist moving on a circular track, on a circular track with constant speed, exhibits uniform circular motion. So athlete or cyclist moving on a circular track with the constant speed exhibit uniform circular motion, and as well as the movement of the earth. So cyclist, if it is moving on a circular track, students, that will also an example of a uniform circular motion. Then the tips of the second hand. The tips of the second hand of a watch exhibits uniform circular motion, on the circular dial watch. Circular dial watch, you can say, on a circular dial watch. So if second is tip of the second hand is there, if it is moving in a uniform circular watch, that kind of a movement is also the example of a uniform circular motion, students. So these are the few examples of the uniform circular motion. Try to understand this, that when an object is moving in a circle and if it is continuously changing, obviously it is continuously changing the direction, so we will say that it is actually showing the uniform circular motion. So here question is that how to calculate the speed of the body which is showing the uniform circular motion. So we have already seen that how can we calculate the distance, calculate the speed of an object, which is moving uniformly. Now let us see that how can we find the speed of an object which is showing the uniform circular motion. So to calculate the speed of the body, in a uniform circular motion, Okay, so if an object is there which is moving in a circle, and this is the center. This will be what, student? So here and that person is actually tied a stone and he is moving like this. Then what happened if he is moving this like this, students? Then what happened? This will be what? This will be the radius of that of the circle. this will be the center of that particular object, which was obviously present at the center of the circle. And this will be what? This will be the circumference of the circle. Sorry. Okay. So this is what? This is the circumference. So we can write it here that this is what? Circumference of circle. Circle. This is what? This is the radius, which is represented by r, small r. Now how can we find the speed? So we know that speed is equals to distance traveled upon time taken. Right? Now here the distance traveled, the object is moving like this, students. So actually it is covering the distance, it is actually covering the circumference of the circle. So we can say here that here the distance will be equals to circumference of the circle. Right? It is actually the circumference of the circle. And okay, so now the circumference of the circle will be equals to what? We know that circumference of circle is equals to 2 pi r. So now putting the value of the speed here, we will get the distance will be equals to, the distance traveled will be equals to 2 pi r, and the time we will take it as small t, so it will be t. Okay, so 2 pi r upon t. And instead of using the word speed, we can use the word here that is called as v. V is equals to 2 pi r upon t. Okay, so v is the speed, pi is 22/7, r is the radius, t is the time taken for it. Okay, now see. Now here we are able to solve some of the questions which is, or we will solve questions which is related to the speed of a uniform circular motion. So then it will be easy for us to understand the concept here. So the question is, that is, a cyclist goes around. A cyclist goes around a circular track. A circular track once every 2 minutes. Once every 2 minutes. Once every 2 minutes. If the radius of the circular track, if the radius of the circular track is 105 meter, calculate his speed. Calculate his speed. So you can see here what are the things which is given. Given is that the radius of the circular track is given. So r is given, that is equal to 105 meter. Then the another thing is given, that is 2 minutes are given. Okay, so time taken will be equals to 2 minutes. So this we will convert it into second, that will be equals to 2 into 60 is equals to 120 seconds. Okay, so time is 120 seconds. So these are the two things that we got it from the question itself. Now if we want to solve it, students, we know that to find the v of a circular motion speed, the formula is 2 pi r upon t. Now putting the value of this value, we can get 2 into, this is 22 into 105 upon 7 into 120. This is 22 upon 7 student, that is the value of a pi. So 22 upon 7 is the value of the pi, 2 is given, r is 105 and time is given, that is 120. Now we can solve it. So this 2 will cancel, it will become 60, here it will become 11, it will become 30. Now this will become 10 and here it will become 35. 5, this is equals to 2. Now the answer will be 11 upon 2. This will be equals to 11 upon 2. Now when you will divide it, you will get it 5.5 meter per second. So the value of the speed will be equals to 5.5 meter per second. That is the value of a uniform circular motion. Okay. So this is how we can get the value, or we can solve the question which is related to the uniform circular motion. Now what we will do, students, although the chapter has completed, but we have to solve a lot of numericals which is related to the different topic. Although we have discussed few, but we haven't discussed the numericals which is related to the graph, even with the equation of motion and also the uniform circular motion. So let us start with the graph and try to understand some of the questions related to that. So here the question is, that is, draw a graph. Question can be asked that draw a graph which corresponds to motion with uniform retardation and zero acceleration. Uniform retardation and zero acceleration. Okay, we have to draw a graph that is of a uniform retardation and zero acceleration. Obviously, students, this uniform retardation, when it came, we know that when the speed of the object, the velocity of the object is continuously decreasing uniformly, it means here the decrease occurs by equal amount in an equal interval of a time. Such kind of a velocity will be the retardation. We use another term for it in order to understand, student, and that is called as the negative acceleration. So if it is a negative acceleration, obviously that we will call it as a uniform retardation. So the kind of a graph that we got from the uniform retardation, it will be, this is the velocity time graph, student, you know it. So this is for the time, we represent it for time. This is for the velocity, used to represent it by the velocity. Now the kind of a graph, since it is decreasing, already it is having some initial velocity, now it decreasing, so the speed will be decreasing and comes to rest, so the graph will be like that. Okay, so whenever, students, you will find this kind of a graph, this help us in telling that the object velocity keeps on decreasing with respect to time uniformly, and such kind of a acceleration is called as negative acceleration or retardation. Second one is zero acceleration. This is time and this is velocity. So if the velocity time graph in such a way that it is moving, the object is actually moving uniformly, it means that there is no change in the velocity, and we know that if there will be no change in the velocity, that will help in giving the zero acceleration, because acceleration is defined as the change in velocity. When there is a change in velocity, we will say that it is having the acceleration, accelerated. And if it is moving with the uniform velocity, we will say that here it is showing the zero acceleration. So obviously the kind of a graph that we will got, it will be parallel to that of the time axis. It's a straight line, but it will be parallel to that of the time axis. So here this is for the uniform retardation. And this one is for zero acceleration. Uniform retardation and zero acceleration, students. Okay. Now moving on, and we will see the another question which is related to graph. So you can see here, question is that on the same velocity time graph, on the same velocity time graph represent uniform acceleration, positive acceleration and negative acceleration. Positive acceleration and negative acceleration. Positive and negative acceleration. Okay, so we have to make a velocity time graph on the same velocity time graph, students. We have to represent the positive acceleration, uniform acceleration and negative acceleration. So at first we will draw a velocity time graph. So this is the time, this one will be the velocity. So at first we will make a uniform acceleration. You know that, student, for a uniform acceleration there will be a straight line. So it will give us a straight line. Okay, a straight line will be there which help us in telling that this is a uniform acceleration. This is the uniform acceleration. Then the positive and negative acceleration. So positive, the acceleration is actually increasing with respect to time, and in negative the acceleration keeps on decreasing with respect to time. So here if it is increasing, it will show a graph like, and if it is decreasing, it will show a graph like. Right? Here this is what, this is the positive acceleration, and this is what, this is the negative acceleration. Uniform acceleration, positive and negative acceleration. So you can see here that on the same velocity time graph we had represented the uniform acceleration, positive acceleration and that of the negative acceleration, students. Okay, so this is another type of a graph. Moving on, and we will see some of the questions which is related to the graph only. So another question is, at first we will draw a velocity time graph, student, and on the basis of that we will going to solve some of the questions related to the graph itself. So a graph is given. I am drawing the graph here. Okay, now this is the graph, students. This is what? This is the velocity. I'm representing it by V, student, and this is the time. This will be what? This will be equals to 0. Now, this is what, students? This is 10. At first, what happened? A body, it moves up to here, then it becomes parallel, and then it reaches to a point that is equals to 40. Okay. Now you see here, this is what? This will be 10. Equals to 10. And there is another line that we will draw, it is perpendicular to that of the time is 30. In between to them is 20. This is 10. This is 30. And this one is 40. Now you see here in between to that, this is what? This is the point that is 20, and this is the point that is 10. Okay, now let me give a name to it. So here, this is 0 and it is O. This is 0, student. This is O. Then A, B, C. Then this is E and this one is F. Okay. Now this is a what? This is a kind of a velocity time graph, students, in which an object has traveled in such a way. Now there are some of the questions can be asked related to this graph. So the first question is state the kind. State the kind of motion represented by motion represented by OA and AB. OA and AB. State the kind of a motion represented by OA and AB. So you see here, at first, if we talk about OA, the kind of graph it is showing that OA is what? It is a straight line which is moving in the upward direction. So it helps us in telling, since this is a velocity time graph, so this graph, it helps us in telling that the object is moving with the uniform acceleration. So we can say it is what? It is showing the uniform acceleration. Second one is, that is AB. AB is what, students? Here it is constant. So this is showing a constant velocity. Okay. Constant velocity. Okay. OA and AB. Constant velocity. This is uniform acceleration, and this is what? This is the constant velocity. Let us see another question, students. That is, what is the negative acceleration of the body? Negative acceleration. So the negative acceleration will be what, students? As you can see in the graph, that is, question is, what is the negative acceleration? Negative acceleration of the body. So that will be slope BC, right? So we can say slope BC. Now we have to find the value. So slope BC will be equals to BE upon EC. BE upon EC. And how we get that, the value of a BE? So here the velocity, slope of BC is what? It is representing the acceleration. So the change in velocity will be, initial will be 0, final will be 20, and here time is 40 to 30. So simply we will do 20 minus, sorry, here it will be 0 minus 20 upon 0 minus 20 upon 0 minus 20 upon 40 minus 30. So this will be equals to minus 20 upon 10. And finally it will be equals to minus 2 meter per second square. This is the negative acceleration in this graph. Okay.